In this video, I'm going to take you through how to use the budget worksheet in Optimum Control version 5. The first thing you want to do is make sure you set your periods. This is located under the gear at the top. From here, you're going to select Preferences and then Accounting. And then you'll see Period Preferences. Under Period Preferences, you're going to define the length of your periods. So if it's a 7-day period, you'll put that. Month-end treatment will be break, extended, or ignore. Break would mean that you're actually breaking up your month-end and you're going to count like normal on the 7th day, but then you're actually going to count on the end of the month as well. Extended would mean that it just extends the period to the end of the day at the end of the month. Ignore would be just simply to ignore the month end and count every period end. The fiscal year end option here will set when you want to start generating the periods. So if we put the 1st of January, when we go to generate the periods, it'll start generating them after this date. Underneath, we have the period lockout automatically option. If you have this turned on, whatever days you have set below will automatically lock the period. So that way when after 3 days or 4 days, nobody can come back and alter any of the data. It's locked in there. Now that all these settings have been saved, we can define our periods. So to do that, you're going to select Setup, and at the bottom of the list, you're going to find Periods. So I've already generated my period, but how I did that was just up here, click Generate Periods, and then select how many periods you'd like to generate starting from your fiscal year end that you set in the previous window. So I've already done that and it generated this as a period. Using these periods now, we could actually go to the main window and access the budget worksheet. On the budget worksheet, the first thing you'll see is the fiscal year, the selected period, the projected sales, and then all the different accounts and incomes. So there's 2 ways to really do this. You could either take one of these budgets and select your period that you like to use, enter the total projected sales that you estimate you're going to make, and enter all the amounts in either as amounts or percentages. You'll notice there's fixed and actualize. So fixed is for things like rent, loan payments. It's always going to be the same amount, so you could fix the total dollar amount. Actualize actually uses what the actual values are as what the budget should be. So that way it's a wash and it's easier to set up and quicker. So one way to do this is, again, to pick all of those fields, enter all the data as amounts or percentages, and then just save it. Now the quicker way to do this would be to actually set up what we call a template. So if you select Edit Template at the top, kind of the same idea, but you could set up a template. So you put in all the percentages, and now you could just quickly go back to the first window here, and instead of putting in the numbers every time, you could simply just select Apply Template. And that would actually override all the numbers with what you have as your template. So now you could just click Save, and that would actually give you your budgets all set up within the budget worksheet. This report here is the Budget Variance Detail Report. I opened it up within the software and saved it to Excel just to show you a little bit clearer. In this report, this will show you how your actual budget ran against what you budgeted in the worksheet. So you can see here, based on each section, how much you budgeted versus what the variance was, how close you ran. So it's a great way to see all the different totals of what you planned for. You'll notice at the top, it's going to sort each of your periods next to each other, so you can see how it's been handled throughout the time. If you have any questions on this, please call support at 1-888-798-5555.